pace.
Lord, make me an instrument of your peace.
Dove ci è, oh Dio, lasciarlo seminare l'amore.
Where there is hatred, let me so love.
Dove ci è ferita, perdono. Dove ci è dubbio, fede. Dove c'è disperazione, sperare. Dove c'è enerezza, illuminarsi. Dove c'è la tristezza, so much seek to be consoled as to console.
To be understood as to understand.
To be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. In pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born again.
It is in dying that we are born again.
It is in dying that we are born again to eternal life, Signore. Mi rende uno strumento della vostra pace.
Lord, make
Il Signore
me an instrument
of your
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Celine Panganiban-Hannet.
Beautiful. How about a round of applause for Cardinal Tagle? Your Eminence, distinguished guests, family, friends, good evening. My name is Celine Panganiban-Hannet. Thank you so much for coming to join us tonight. On behalf of my beautiful mother, Lenny, and my siblings, Len, Archie, Tet, and Mabel, we welcome you to this wonderful celebration of Dad's 80 years. Tonight, we present you a musicale of his life. The story of a boy who pulled himself out of poverty and through sheer hard work, determination, and the support of his wife, managed to reach what most lawyers just dream of, the pinnacle of a law career, the chief among equals in the Supreme Court. And while Chief Justice Art mandatorily retired from the Supreme Court at the age of 70, his journey of hard work and dedication continues as he enters into the corporate world. Before we watch the show, please allow me to tell you the side of this man, our dad, Lolo to his grandkids, that only we know and hold so dearly in our hearts. The man who is the focal point of our lives, our loves, and our families. He launched us, his children, to new careers and new horizons. He sent us all to the United States for graduate education. I left Manila almost 30 years ago to pursue a Master in Business at the University of Chicago. All of my siblings also pursued graduate degrees in the school of their choice at University of California, Stanford University, University of Michigan, and Harvard University. This is perhaps one of the most significant successes in my father's life, that he witnessed his children live his dream that he had to give up. Dad had given up a full scholarship for tuition and living expenses at the Yale Law School because, lacking money and connections, he was unable to pay for his airfare. He was able to facilitate for his children what he himself couldn't do, studying his dream school. But he didn't let that setback stop him from achieving his dreams. With new opportunities come new choices and new challenges. Our family is now separated by distance and time. Dad, Mom, Len, Tet, and their families live here in Manila, while Archie, Mabel, and I live with our families in Metro New York. Thousands of miles of ocean and 13 time zones are no match to the desire of this family to be together. With Dad as chief, in the last 25 years through today, our family travels the world multiple times just to be together. For 2 weeks every December, all the Panganibans and our families, 22 of us, meet somewhere. Unfortunately, that means abandoning our in-laws, but we hope you understand. To encourage us all to come, like a real patriarch, Dad generously sponsors the land arrangements of our destinations, whether it's visiting American landscapes like the Grand Canyon, Monument Valley, or Lake Tahoe, or marveling the grand architecture of Venice, Florence, or Rome, or braving the Great Wall of China, or admiring scenery over Australia, or even just the simple pleasure of dancing with the grandchildren, dancing with Lolo under the stars and fireworks of Disneyland and Disney World and Tokyo Disney and everywhere else Disney. Dad not only gets us all together, but also ensures that we have joint experiences and delightful adventures. Our children, his grandchildren, are so lucky to see so much and experience all these pleasures so young. But more than the world, Dad makes sure that the Philippines ranks #1 in our hearts. Dad has an open invitation for us all to tour the Philippines together. Dad and Mom take time and brave the elements, sometimes even rough travel in propeller planes just to be with us. His lucky grandchildren chased Butanding in Sorsogon while Lolo stood in a small banca in the middle of a typhoon and rough seas just to watch them. The children have ridden behind Lolo on an ATV along Mayon Volcano, marveled at and swam through lagoons, caves, corals, and lakes in Coron, El Nido, and Puerto Princesa. Lolo Art even patiently woos grandchildren who are in deep sulks or petulant moments. Well, of course, it helps that Lolo always has Toblerone in his back pocket. There have been so many destinations, Cebu, Bohol, Boracay, Quezon. Dear Lolo, making memories with his grandchildren while giving them the gift of life and adventure and the love for the Philippines. In describing our adventures, I may have given a glimpse of the limitless energy of this man, who it seems has more zest than all 5 of his children combined. During trips and hectic itineraries with him, we take turns being entertained by Dad. That's also another way of saying we take turns babysitting him. But 2 years ago, we were scheduled to visit Padre Pio's memorial in Italy. On the day of the tour, unfortunately, there was a serious snowstorm. So more than half of our 20-person Panganiban contingent opted to rest and skip the tour. But not Dad. Dad, along with his sturdy son and sons-in-law, braved the snowfall, frigid temperature, and icy roads to travel on foot to see Padre Pio's grave and museum. Dad outlasted us, his 4 daughters, who are a few decades his junior. Beneath all the energy and vitality is a man of empathy and love for his wife, the strong woman behind his successful man. At restaurants, Dad checks the menu for Mom, mindful of her allergies. On trips, he makes sure that there are rest spots where she can opt to watch people or read. One Christmas in California a few years ago, We had to rush Mom to the emergency room at 3 in the morning due to a hypertensive attack. Thankfully, Mom was observed and treated with no further issues. But I recount this story because it was the only time I had ever seen my super dad ashen and speechless with worry and powerlessness. So I can go on forever talking about Dad, but we are all here not to listen to me talk. Today we celebrate 80 years of his life. You're about to watch the story of his success, but I do hope I have provided you glimpses of the story of his loves. And Dad, it is my big blessing to be your daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and Board Member of the Foundation for Liberty and Prosperity, Evelyn Toledo-Dumdum.
Your Honors, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It has been 5 years since we last gathered in a big theater like this to witness a similar occasion. It was in December of 2011 when Ageless Passion was first staged, with its 7 original compositions written by internationally acclaimed maestro Ryan Cayabyab and lyricist Christian Jeff Agustin. It was also in 2011, during the same momentous occasion, when the Foundation for Liberty and Prosperity was publicly launched. Today, the Foundation finds pleasure in your company in witnessing the full musical premiere of Ageless Passion, creatively put together by a number of talented actors and skillful individuals, led again by no less than BART GUINGONA, our well-renowned director, and LINA, a brilliant producer. The narrative of Ageless Passion is close to the hearts of those who are with us in the Foundation, for it tells not only the very life story, but more importantly, the judicial philosophy of our chairman, retired Chief Justice Artemio V. Panganiban. This can be summed up in a simple motto: liberty and prosperity under the rule of law. In other words, justice and jobs, freedom and food, ethics and economics, democracy and development must always go together. One is useless without the other. The Foundation believes that the attainment of this dual goal is premised upon the understanding of the intertwining relationship of law and business, and of regulation and entrepreneurship. With all these big words and complex concepts confronting us, one might think that these goals seem unattainable. After all, ideals like liberty and prosperity can be too ambitious in the face of hitherto challenging times. Yet, the story of our protagonist, Art, holds testament to the attainment of these goals, albeit beginning at a very personal level. Art's story is a very inspiring one. It is a story that begins with a dream. A dream is different from mere ambition. As a wise man once said, a dream is far greater, more powerful than our earthly desires. A dream can make even a young child to do extraordinary things that will eventually shape his future. Today, we shall witness a retelling of this extraordinary yet familiar story. Ageless Passion celebrates our man of the hour, who selfishly strived for his underprivileged family as a young newsboy, for his fellow students as a student leader, for the legal profession as a lawyer and academician, and for the country as chief magistrate of the judiciary. Age doesn't matter, really. Ageless Passion offers this emphatic message, encapsulated in each and every song, masterfully penned by Cayabyab and Agustin. It is a story about optimism and faith amidst difficulties and turning points in life. It is a story meant to inspire not only the younger generation of lawyers and businessmen among us, but also those young and old who continue to dream for an even better future. Ladies and gentlemen, the Foundation for Liberty and Prosperity proudly presents Ageless Passion.